guys, as you see, what we're going to talk about today is literally on my computer right now. We're going to talk about Avengers Endgame. Now, before we get into the video, spoilers. I tell you, there will be spoilers for this video. So today, you have guys been warned. So if you have not seen the movie, come back later after you've seen the movie. But for people who have seen the movie, just watch, stick around and watch. Make sure you also guys click that like, comment, and subscribe button. And yeah, so let's get into the video. So we'll start from the beginning of the movie with this guy right here. Family. Hawkeye's family, or Ronan's family now, and Clint. But it started off with how him losing his family. It was kind of a traumatic event for him, really. He lost his family and went crazy. And then it went to, I think it was him and Tony and Nebula. It went to Tony and Nebula, and they were in space playing a few games, nice few games. And Nebula won. Nebula won the game, fair and square. But they were going through their montage of life, blah blah blah. But just Tony Stark offered Nebula food. Nebula turned it away. Nebula was actually super nice in this film. She was like caring. It was actually a little weird. I was kind of uncomfortable, as you would say. I was very uncomfortable with Nebula being so nice. I'm not used to her being that nice. So we go to Tony Stark falling asleep. Nebula does a nice thing against him, put him in a chair to make him rest. Then she comes in. Captain Marvel. So she comes in, saves the day. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah. And so what happened is that what she did was she took them back to Earth, and Tony reunited with Pepper, and the entire Avengers came back together, and Nebula and Rocket had their little moment with them grieving over the rest of the Guardians' death. Tony was not too happy about Peter Parker dying in his arms. You could tell that, and he got angry and threw off his arc reactor and passed out. And so what happened was that the Avengers, Thor, Captain Marvel, Rhodey, Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, Rocket, Nebula, and Bruce, the Hulk, they went to the planet that Thanos was safely on, and Thor aimed for the head. He aimed for the head and killed the Mad Titan. When I watched it, I was shocked. I was like, this makes no sense. I was shocked. Huh? And then, Bruce was like, what did you do? And Thor was like, I aimed for the head. And I laughed. I don't know why. I laughed over someone's head being cut off. I'm a disappointing kid. Okay. So let's move on. So they get back to Earth, and a rat releases Scott Lang. No, not a person who finds him and frees him. No. A rat. A rat. Of course, out of all the things it could have been, it was a rat. You hear me? A rat. Had to be a rat. It really had to be. And so what happened is that he got out and found out the world went to crap. A lot of crap. And so he found his way over to the Avengers place. Actually, he went to his daughter first and found out she grew a little bit. Yeah, she grew a bit. I can say that. So, actually, speaking of why she grew a bit, there was a time jump, a 5-year time jump. And everything just went bad for people. So, Captain Marvel got a new haircut, you could say. Nebula and Rocket were traveling the galaxy. Captain America was counseling stuff. We'll get to Thor later. And Tony had a family. He started a family. Turns out Pepper Potts was pregnant, and he got a daughter. And Hawkeye, Ronan, now went on a killing spree. Killed hundreds of people throughout Mexico. Mexico got killed. Mexico had some punishment from the Hawkeye. I guess Donald Trump hired him for them not to get over the border. Yeah, no, just take it back. Oh, it's just a politics joke. And I don't like it. I promised myself on this channel I'll never do a politics joke again. Never again. That sounded way too wrong. Okay, back to the video. So Natasha was like, please find him. And so what happened was that, where should I start? I'm trying to remember what happened. I get it. They talked about time travel. Turns out time travel was the thing. They found out about time travel, and Scott Lang was like, we can time travel. This could be Back to the Future. But I don't know about Back to the Future. They say their time traveling thing is different in the MCU, but okay. And so what happened was that the next thing that happened was I'm trying to go through the film because there's a lot to cover, and I'm trying to make sure. I was so excited. I'm trying to recite everything in my head, and I'm just so shocked by the experience because I just saw the film. Yeah, so Scott Lang back. They're talking about time travel. They went to Tony for help. Then when Tony was like, no, they went to Bruce Banner, who is Bruce Banner / Hulk. So it's on the outside, it looks like the Hulk, but it's actually Bruce Banner who's talking, and it's like Bruce Banner and Hulk combined. So he's all big and green, but he's all not mad. He's all more calm and smarty pants Bruce Banner. It was weird. I could say it was weird. So then what happened was that they decided to do some time testing, and it kind of went crazy. So they tested on Scott, Ant-Man. So they did the time thing. First, he came in as a little kid. He's like, yeah, it's me. They turned him back again. He turns out to be a super old man. Like, and then they turned him back. He was a baby Lang. And then they turn him back into normal, and he's like, either someone peed in my pants. It was either baby me or older me, or me. And I laughed so hard on that. And so, then what happened was that Tony came in and said, I have made this GPS. Yeah, GPS. And so what happened then is that they get their own suit, Avengers suit that you see in the trailer, all ready, spicy up, and then they walk. Then they go into the time thing and like, okay, 3 teams, 6 stones, let's do this. And oh my god, first thing we saw was the Battle of New York. I was like nerding out so bad. And then it was funny. So it was Hulk coming in, smashing rah rah rah, and then Bruce Banner version of Hulk was like embarrassed. It was funny, and he went over like rah rah. I'm not doing this well. So yeah, so that was funny. And then they got into the tower, and it's a kid-friendly channel. I don't know if I should do. Okay, so what happened was that they went in. Captain America got him up, walked around, and then Ant-Man was like, that is an American butt. They used the A word, but it was funny. I'm just gonna use it for friendly children stuff. So then what happened was that Hulk was told to go use the stairs. Hulk wasn't too happy about that. He went, stairs, rah, rah. And then they got down. Ant-Man disabled Tony's arc reactor. And Tony almost had a seizure. And then what happened was that the cape dropped. Then they accidentally dropped the Tesseract. Loki picked up the Tesseract. And Loki escaped. And I was like, you guys pulled a Barry. They learned from Barry and they screwed up with the timeline. They screwed up the timeline. Yes, they did. So then what happened later was that what happened later? So they went to the time where they went to Asgard when, you know, the reality stone was in Thor's old girlfriend, and then like, oh, I forgot to go to Thor. I forgot to go to Thor. Okay. So Thor, Rocket and Hulk went to New Asgard. They find Thor, and he's all now fat and beards and ugly. He's like, her, just drunk and everything. And then they go over and see the stone guy, Cord, I think was his name. He's playing Fortnite. And I was laughing so hard. Because he's playing Fortnite. And then, so then what happens is that they go, okay, now that I caught up with Thor, they go into Asgard. Thor's like, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to get some ale. Rocket slaps him in the face, and I thought it was hilarious. And he was like, no, you do this. And then Thor found his mother. They talked to his mother. Rocket got the reality stone out of Thor's ex-girlfriend, and then Thor got Mjolnir back. Mjolnir! And then left. And then, so what happened then was that Hulk got the time stone from the Supreme one, and I was so shocked that she came back. It was actually kind of cool to see her again, and she was defending New York during the attack, and I was like, that makes so much sense. And so, yeah, that happened. And then what happened was that they talked about all this rift in the timeline, and she finally gave the time stone to Bruce. And then what happened was, and then then Nebula and Rhodey went to the planet where Quill got the Power Stone, and the scene reenacted. The music played. What the matter if you're not at the heart? And it was like crazy. I thought it was super funny. And then it cut out. And then Ryder was about to get into the big thing. It cut out to just Quill singing it. And Rhodey was like, he's an idiot. And Nebula was like, yeah, he is. And so they knocked him out. Got the stone. Got the orb. Got out. But because the other Nebula in that time, they shared a link, and Thanos was able to access through his Nebula to get into the other future Nebula memories and found out everything. And so they got into a compromising plan. Yeah, kind of a compromising plan. And then so they got all the stones, came out. They got into make their own little cool Infinity Gauntlet, Nano Infinity Gauntlet. They came in, the Hulk put it on, and Hulk snapped. Everyone came back, but Nebula, the evil Nebula, went in, and Thanos' ship came. Also, I should say Gamora came back and stuff. And then so what happened was, and then he did like a bombardment on the stuff, on the Avengers base, and everything went down. It went down, and so yeah, I'm surprised no one died. I thought Ant-Man died at first because I thought I saw a rocket go hit him in the face. But luckily, I think he miniatured right before that happened. And he saved Rhodey and all that, and blah, blah, blah. And then the Hawkeye found I should talk about the Soul Stone. I almost forgot about the Soul Stone. Oh, and also in New York when they got the Space Stone. Oh, and also, man, I've missed a lot. Okay, so to get the Space Stone, Tony Stark and Steve Rogers went back in time further to 1970 and sneaked the Face Stone under Howard Stark. They already had the Mind Stone when they got there, but then all that happened, blah blah blah, and then they Hawkeye and Natasha they went to the Soul Stone. Black Widow died. I was unhappy with this. I was super unhappy when Black Widow died. So what happened was that they were fighting to Red Skull like, ooh, the one. I actually wanted Cap to go to Vormir so he could see Red Skull because it would have been so awesome for Cap and Red Skull. And so what happened was that Clint and Natasha were fighting it out to try to save each other. Eventually, Natasha got the best of Clint and killed herself, and Clint got the Soul Stone. And he was super unhappy, really unhappy. And so what happened then was yeah. So now I go back. So now the bombardment at Thanos came down with this cool double-bladed sword. Pink double-bladed sword. It was kind of cool. And then now, so Clint picked up the gauntlet and ran from all those monsters in the Battle of Wakanda. And then so what happened was that he did all this and like just threw his sword around. It was kind of really cool. And then what happened was that it was it was Thanos right there with Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor. And guess what? He got Mjolnir back with Stormbreaker. So, and he beard braided, and he got a suit of armor on. He was like, "Rah!" It was cool. And then and then Iron Man and Captain, boom, boom, boom. Mjolnir was disarmed and blah, blah, blah. And the next thing you know, right before Thanos had his axe and was pushing it into the chest of Thor. And Thor's armor was about to break. And then Mjolnir hit him in the head, and I thought, Thor brought it to him. But no. It retracted back into another hand. It went into the hands of Captain America. And I was like, holy crap. Now Captain America with the shield was like, boom. And it's like, not back then. It was like, boom, 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 boom. Okay, I'm kind of embarrassing myself right now, but it was so funny. It was like, not funny, but it was epic. And it was anything a fanboy wanted. But, it was amazing. And it was priceless. And then it all came down. His shield broke, sadly. And then what happened was that Thanos gave the speech like, oh, my army, blah, blah, blah. And it went down. The entire army, from the army of New York, from the entire army to the New York to like a lot from the army that they fought in Infinity War to a lot of more soldiers. And the 5 children of Thanos came back from Infinity War, and yeah, and all crap taken down. It was like them versus Cap, and then we hear on your left, and it's actually Falcon, and a portal opens up, and Black Panther and the Wakanda army came walking through, and Falcon came flying through as well. It was just so, and as well as Groot and as well as Groot and Bucky. And so what happened then is that all these portals open up, and then one portal opened up, Drax, Mantis, oh my god, Doctor Strange came in, and then Spider-Man, I was like, oh my god. The scene actually was one of the scenes that teared me up because it was so amazing, everyone coming back, and oh my god, I was so happy. And it was just this whole big battle. They brought everybody here. They had Ant-Man and Wasp. They had Guardians. They had the Avengers. They had everybody. They had Spider-Man. They even had Pepper Potts' suit. Like, I think she was called Savior or something. and she had her suit on and everything. It was just awesome. And then Scarlet Witch came back, and it was just and they went in and boom, crashing. This battle was amazing. It was boom, boom, boom. It was just one of the craziest things I have ever seen. It was awesome. And then Spider-Man found Iron Man, and then they got a nice hug. Then the Gauntlet. Then Captain Marvel came in and absolutely OP. Boom, and Captain Marvel came destroying everybody. But then Thanos, and then she took the gauntlet that Peter was holding to hide from Thanos and blah blah, and she tried to take it away, but then Thanos caught her. But then it was kind of like a girls' Avengers thing. It was all the girl characters at that time, Pepper, Scarlet Witch. It was just everybody, and they went charging in and destroying everybody. I thought it was cool, and then what happens then is that what happens then is that the Infinity Gauntlet's dropped. They fight through it, make sure Thanos didn't get the gauntlet. He finally got it on, was about to snap, but then Captain Marvel came in like, no, and then Thanos knocked her out. Well, he tried to punch her, but it didn't work, but then he eventually got her. And then Iron Man came in like boom, 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 and Thanos threw him off and did, but nothing happened. He was like, why is nothing happening? And you look over at Iron Man, all these Infinity Stones were on him. He had all the Infinity Stones, and he snapped. All the bad guys disappear, even Thanos. But the snap was so bad, it killed Iron Man. It killed Iron Man. And the reaction, the worst part was Peter Parker. He went over there like, Mr. Stark, no. It was just so sad. And I was like, no. I was like, no. And so yeah, he died. I was kind of sad because I've been a big fan of Iron Man all my life. And it was really sad for me, actually. It was super sad. I'm still reacting right now, and oh man, okay. So then what happens is that the battle's won, and then the funeral happens. Everyone's there. Everybody there. And what they have on his grave while they send him into the pond with his daughter watching on, it was kind of sad, was the arc reactor Pepper Potts gave him in the first movie. The first Iron Man movie. He gave him an arc reactor that has Tony Stark on it. That was on the grave, and it was just so sad. And it went off, and it was just everyone reunited. And so what happened then is that it showed what happened to everybody. Everyone was so happy, reunited. And then Peter Parker walks in school, and the first person he sees is Ned. They walk over, do their handshake, and hug like really hard, like, oh my god. It was like just so emotional. And then it cut over to Captain America. Captain America went back in time to put all the stones back in Mjolnir, but he didn't come back. Instead, he came back as a very old man, like very, very old, and he didn't get back in time. He skipped it. He had his life with his love life, and he didn't miss his dance. Well, he probably was a decade late for his dance, but he actually got his dance, and he was happy. And it was actually kind of emotional. And then he picked up the shield and gave it to Falcon, and Falcon was the new Captain America. Boom! You hear that, guys? Falcon is Captain America now. Boom. And then they tricked me with a no end credit scene. I was waiting there for like 30 minutes waiting for an end credit scene. No end credit scene. So, yeah. I hope that was a good video for guys. I know 24 minutes. I probably didn't cover everything, but I tried to cover as much as I possibly could that I can remember, because I'm still shocked of what just happened and I didn't have time to process it, and I just wanted to make a video as quick as possible. So I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.